I feel like the opportunity that is coming for us, for crypto buyers and holders, especially Bitcoin, especially ETH, from the bottom of this mega crash coming will be like potentially generational wealth creating. It'll be so humongous. If you can buy whatever, I don't know what the price will be, right? Like the price of Bitcoin and the price of ETH in 2 years from now. Let's say that the bottom is in 2 to 3 years. That's roughly when I think. I think around 2026 is when the bottom of this great stock market crash will be, whenever it is. If you're in there buying relatively at the bottom, I think that the multiples you're going to get on that could be like 100 to 200x for Bitcoin and Ethereum. For example, like if, I'm not saying for sure, if Bitcoin hits $10,000 in 2 to 3 years from now, at the bottom of this great economic collapse, well, I think that Bitcoin's going to hit $1 million still. Like I'm no bear, I'm no perma bear. I'm just able to look at different time frames. So if you're able to buy Bitcoin at $10,000 and it's going to go to $1 million within the next 10 to 15 years, that's 100x on your investment. So if you put in $100,000, you're going to have $10 million of Bitcoin. I mean, that's how good I think it could be. I really do. If you put in $10,000 and you time it right at the bottom of that great stock market crash, you buy Bitcoin with $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, one Bitcoin. I think that one Bitcoin could be worth $1 million, 100x return within the next 10 to 15 years after that. That's the kind of gains I see coming. I don't really ever talk about that because it's so far in the future, but like I really do look at the big picture, and that's where I'm at. And that's just Bitcoin. Like I'm not even talking about Ethereum. If Bitcoin is going to make a 100x gain in that 10 to 15 year period following the great stock market crash, well, what do I think Ethereum's going to do? I don't even know, but it's going to be more than 200x, probably like 250 to 500x. I'm just kind of making up the numbers here, but I think that the 250 part is very accurate. 250x minimum, let's put it that way. So if you bought, let's say, $100,000 of Ethereum in 3 years from now, the bottom of the great stock market crash, and I think it's going to do a 250x in 10 to 15 years after that, could do a 1,000x for all I know, right? But let's say a 250x. You have, what is that? I got to do the math. $25 million, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. $100,000 will turn you into $25 million in 10 to 15 years after that. Is that fucking crazy? Pardon me. I had to swear somewhere in this video. That was it. And so if you had, let's pull the decimal point back. Let's just do another experiment. Let's say you only had $10,000. You'd have $2.5 million. If you bought at the bottom, you know, let's say that Ethereum goes to 500 bucks. I don't know, 500 bucks, and it does a 250x minimum. With $10,000, you could have $2.5 million. I really think that that's possible. I'm not even joking. Not financial advice, but this is how I see the future. This is why I am in crypto and I'm so bullish for its technology. You heard me talk just earlier in this video about how crazy I think that the governments around the entire world are, not just the United States, with their irresponsibility with money and currency. Like it is ridiculous how irresponsible they are. And if you add in things like the CBDCs, the central bank digital currencies, where they're going to try to take over everything we can do with money and control our every life and cut us off if we're a political opponent or if we're outspoken, that is unacceptable. That is freaking unacceptable to me. So don't get me wrong. I want to make a 250x on my Ethereum. I want to make 100x on my Bitcoin. But to say I can do that and I can support an ecosystem that frees me from this tyrannical regime, this BS that every government is involved in, it makes me freaking sick. It really does. That is amazing to me. That is why I'm in crypto, guys. I think I just kind of summarized it all in this video. I think this is a good place to end off. I am pumped. I am so pumped. I think I pumped myself up talking about crypto and just the futures that are imaginable. So if you're down in the dumps about your losses from this last bear market, just relax, accumulate, and have some dry powder on the sidelines so that if the stock market does crash like I think it will in the coming 2 to 3 years, you're able to take advantage of some of the greatest buying opportunities that you may see in your entire life. You might be able to pull off 100x on Bitcoin over the next 10 to 15 years. You might be able to pull off a 250x on your Ethereum or more over the next 10 to 15 years after that crash. That to me is something worth fighting for. It's something worth investing my money in, and it's something worth pulling my energy away. If I give my money to the government, I'm supporting them. If I give it to crypto, I'm opting out. That's my true vote. I think that voting is so fake and so fraudulent in most countries in the world, including the United States. I think that the real way to vote is with your feet. And trust me, it's not going to go down without a fight. And maybe some of the crash that happens in the future, some of the price crash is because the United States gets desperate and it bans Bitcoin or it tries to ban Ethereum. If they do something crazy like that, yeah, we're going to see a price collapse, but that's a buying opportunity. And I hope that all of you keep the big picture with me, because as you can see, I'm very excited about the future that this is. And let's leave it at that, guys. I hope you're having a great day. Talk to you again soon. Have a great day, guys. Take care.